Good morning, everyone. Today, uh, we are going to start with another set of problems, that is transportation problem. But before that, whenever we are starting our day, we should always start it by praying to God. God always holds our hands and show us the right path. We should be a good person, make us happy, always healthy and wise. We should always obey our parents. We should help our parents, help others in need, and follow the right path shown by you. Let's recite Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. God, give us knowledge so that we apply it for the good of others, for the good of ourselves, and we always are successful in life and have a good life ahead. Thank you. So let's come to our transportation problem. We are having two problems in the exercise, miscellaneous exercise we are doing. We are taking one example based on that. Let's look at the question. First of all, we read the question and see what is given in the question. There are two factories located, one at place P and other at place Q. From these locations, a certain commodity is to be delivered to each of the three depots situated at A, B, and C. Weekly requirements of the depots are respectively 5, 5, and 4 units, while the production capacity of factories at P and Q are respectively 8 and 6 units. Cost of transportation is given in the form of a table, and we have to find out how many units should be transported from each factory to each depot in order that the transportation cost is minimum. And we have to find out the minimum transportation cost also. So one thing that we have to find out is how many units to be transported from each factory to the three depots. And second is the minimum transportation cost. So if we look at the problem, it is a minimization problem. The optimal solution is to be minimized. They have to get the optimal solution such that the cost is minimum. So let's read the problem again. There are two factories located, one at place P and other at place Q. This is example 11. One is at place P, other is at place Q. And there are three depots, A, B, and C. Some quantity is to be transported from P to A, P to B, and P to C. And similarly from Q to A, Q to B, and Q to C. We have to find out that what commodity is to be transported from each factory to each depot. So we are assuming that let X units be transported from P to A, Y units be transported from P to B. One more thing is given here, that the production capacity of factories P and Q are respectively 8 units and 6 units, and the weekly requirements of A, B, and C are 5 units, 5 units, and 4 units respectively. So we are transporting X units from P to A and Y units from P to B. So leftover, the production capacity is 8 units. The leftover items will be transported to C. That means 8 minus X minus Y. Now let's come to Q. The requirement of A is 5 units. Weekly requirement of A is 5 units. It has taken X units from P. So left over it will take from Q, that is 5 minus X. Similarly, weekly requirement of B is 5 units. It has taken Y from P, so it will take leftover 5 minus Y from Q. And same will be applied for C. Weekly requirement is 4 units. It has taken 8 minus X minus Y from P, so leftover that is 4 minus 8 plus X plus Y. That is, if we simplify this, X plus Y minus 4 will be taken from Q. Now we are given a table in which the transportation cost is given. Let's look at the table. The transportation cost is given like this. For the factories A, B, and C. This is cost in rupees A, B, C, and from P and Q. The transportation cost is like this. P to A 160 rupees. This is per unit. Then 100, 150. Q to A it is 100 rupees. Q to B it is 120 rupees per unit. And this is 100 rupees per unit. Now, if we look at the steps, we first have to formulate the problem in which we need the objective function, we need linear constraints and non-negative restrictions. Now, since we know that these are all the commodities which are transported, so they can be greater than or equal to 0. So let's write down the restrictions first of all. So we have X greater than equal to 0, Y greater than equal to 0. Similarly, this again a commodity which is transferred from P to C. So it will be 8 minus X minus Y greater than equal to 0. And if we simplify this, we get it as X plus Y less than equal to 8. Let's come to the next one. 5 minus X also greater than equal to 0, which implies X is less than equal to 5. And if we look here, 5 minus 5, again it is transported from Q to B. So again an item, so it will also be greater than equal to 0. An item which is transported from one place to another can never be less than 0. It can never be negative. It can be 0 minimum or greater than 0. And using that only we are formulating all these linear constraints. And the last one, X plus Y minus 4 greater than equal to 0, which gives us X plus Y is greater than equal to 4. So these are the non-negative restrictions that we are having. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the linear constraints, and these are the non-negative restrictions. Now we have to find out for that is our objective function. We have got our linear constraints, we have got our non-negative restrictions. Now we need objective function. Objective function because we have to minimize the cost. So objective function will be on cost. And for the cost, we are given this table. See, this is per unit. From P to A, when 1 unit is transported, so cost is 160 rupees. And how many units we've transported? We have transported X units. So total cost will be 160 into X. And this is the cost function, so we can write here. And we have to minimize it. So in small, we can write it here so that we remember that this is the cost function. So according to the problem, we have 160X and we need the total cost. So we'll add up all of them. Then P to B is 100 into Y plus P to C is 150 into 8 minus X minus Y plus total cost. So Q will also be added. Q to A is 100 into 5 minus X plus Q to B 120 into 5 minus Y plus Q to C is 100 into X plus Y minus 4. And if we simplify this, we get the cost function as, after simplification, that is 10 into X minus 7Y plus 190. So this is the cost function that we have got here. Now we have formulated the problem. The next step is to plot the lines. So let's plot it on the graph. Simple inequalities are there, so we can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's mark them. Now, this is y-axis and this is x-axis. First of all, we are plotting the first line. First is x plus y equal to 8. We can make a table for that. That is x plus y equal to 8. So let's make a table here, x and y. If we put y 4, x is 4, let's put y, x as 5, y will be 3. So we are plotting it 4, 4. So 4, 4 will be a point here. Let's just plot this point. 4, 4. Whenever we are marking a point, always mark the coordinates. Then 5, 3. 5, 3 is this one. Mark the points and let us join them. And I told you that whenever we are joining the line, always extend it up to whatever extent you can extend that. Right? Always extend the line. So it will go up to 8. And here also it will go up to 8. Then we mark the arrows. Since the inequality is less than equal to and it is not passing through origin, so arrows will be towards the origin and mark the equation. X plus y equal to 8. Let's come to the next one. X equal to 5 will be a line which is parallel to y-axis. So let's make a line parallel to y-axis. Extend this line. Write down the equation and then mark the arrows. Again, less than equal to, so arrows will be marked towards the origin. The next one is y equal to 5, which is a line which is parallel to x-axis. So let's make a line parallel to x-axis. Write down the equation, which is y equal to 5. Then just mark the arrows, less than equal to, arrows will be towards the origin. And the last one, x plus y equal to 4. So we can make a table for this or we can do it directly also. X and y, we can put 0, 4 and 4, 0. So let's just mark the points. This is 4, 0 and this is 0, 4. And we have to join this. Extend the line. And write down the equation. This is x plus y equal to 4. And we have to mark the arrows. It is greater than equal to. Line is not passing through origin. So arrows will be away from the origin. Let's see where all the type of arrows are pointing. So they are pointing in this region. Let's shade this region. And this is our feasible region. The region where the solution will lie. Feasible region means the region that we are shading, the boundaries and the corner points. We need the optimal solution. We have plotted the lines. We need optimal solution which lies in this feasible region. And since we cannot check for all the infinite number of points in the feasible region, so optimal solution always is there at the corner points. So let's mark the corner points of this region. So next step is to mark the corner points of this region. So these are the corner points. 5, 3. So, and this point, if we look here, it is 3, 5. It is 5, 0. Sorry, 0, 5. This is 0, 4. and this is 4, 0, and this is 5, 0. So we have in all 6 corner points, and now we need our optimal solution, that is we have to minimize the cost. So we will check for the cost function at all these corner points, that is we have to apply our corner point method. So let's apply corner point method. For that, we will write down the corner points and we'll find out the value of z at all these corner points. Let's just write down the corner points first. So when we are writing the we have 6 in all. So let's write down the 6 corner points. We are starting from here. 0, 4, 0, 5, 3, 5, 5, 3. Then we have 5, 0 and 4, 0. Okay, now we have to find out z at all these points. So if we put 0, 4 here, x0 and y4, we get the value of z as 1620. If we put 0, 5, x equal to 0 and y equal to 5, the value is 1550. Let's put 3 and 5 here. So we are getting 1580. Let us put 5 and 3, x equal to 5 and y equal to 3. So we are getting 1740. And now we are putting 5 and 0. So the result is 1950. And if we put x equal to 4 and y equal to 0, we get 1940. Since we have to minimize the cost, so we need z minimum. Let's check at what value z is minimum. So this value is minimum value of z. Let's mark it minimum. This value is the minimum value of z, right? So, and z is our cost. We have written everything here. Z is our cost. So we'll say minimum cost is, we have to write the answer in this form only. Minimum cost is rupees 1550, and we have to find out how many commodities are to be transported from P to A, B and C, and from Q to A, B and C, such that we get minimum cost. So we have to give the complete answer. So this will be in this form only. Minimum cost is rupees this when commodities transported from P to A, B and C are how many units we are taking? A, B and C. This is A is from 0 units, to B is 5 units, and to C we can find out. That is 8 minus 0 minus 5. We have 0 and 5, right? X and Y. These are the values of X and Y. So these are 0, 5 and 3 units. Commodities transported from P to A, B and C are 0, 5 and 3 units respectively. And from Q to A, B and C are, we'll find it out from Q also. Q ke liye we can put the values here. That is 5, Then we can put it here, 0, and third value we can put here. This is 0 and 5. So, and 1 unit respectively. So this is how we have to give the complete answer in the form of statements, which gives us the clear idea of what is required, and that is what will be the minimum cost and at what items we are transporting, right? So this is the complete transportation problem. We have got our minima also here. So all the concepts are there in this problem. All the things we have just checked. If you make a checklist like this, so you will never make any mistake in the question, or you'll never leave anything in the question, right? And this is how you have to complete this transportation problem. So this was the last set of problems that we had to do, which is our transportation problem. So a particular name is given to this, transportation problem. Why? Because we have to transport some commodities from one place to other so that the cost is minimum. Okay, so this is the last thing that we had to do in this chapter. That was transportation problem. So we've done 3 types of problems: manufacturing problem, diet problem, and transportation problem. All are important for this chapter. You'll just revise them and do some questions based on them. And if you have any problem, we will discuss them on the next turn. And for today, we are ending the class. Thank you and have a nice day. If you have any problem, you can just ask it now, or you can just first revise it and then we'll come back to the problems on the next turn. Thank you and have a nice day.